Hello, classmates. I I haven't followed everyone here on Twitter, but I wanted to give you some advice and some social media tools that you could use to find things to share on Twitter. The number one thing I will tell you about Twitter is don't just share links, engage with people in conversation, and also don't just share your own stuff. So don't just share links to your own post. In fact, about 80% of the sharing you should be doing is of other people's content. And then people will see you as a resource. And then when you occasionally share your own stuff, they'll follow back to it and then read your stuff because they see you sharing other content that's useful. But let's take a look at some of the tools that I use to find news. There's this site here called Prismatic, and I'm friends with the wife of the guy that created this. She's the one that told me about it, and it's pretty cool. Um, you follow these different topics here and different sources like Read Write, Pointer, and Seth Godin's blog, and then you can follow generalized topics like marketing your startups or social media. And as you add topics, they show up here in your home, and then based on what you read and share, it gives you suggestions on other topics that it thinks you should follow. And then you can go through here, and to teach it more, you can click the star if you like the story and you want to recommend it to your friends because you have friends that follow you on Prismatic, and you can share it once you connect to your Twitter and Facebook account. So you can click this, and it'll bring up a box that will let you see here. There we go. You can bring up a box and it'll let you share this story either to Twitter or Facebook or share it by email if you want to go old school. So there, this can be topic. This can find information on a whole variety of topics, and based on what you click on, it kind of learns what your interests are, and that's how the suggestions come in. Another thing you may want to look at if you're into politics is this Mimeo Random. Mimeo Random has lots of breaking news, politics related, which means right now it's really busy, being that this is the day before the 2012 presidential election. I'm only saying that in case somebody's watching this much later. And right here in the top right corner is the newest items. So Mimeo Random is a great site to come to if you cover a lot of political stuff. If you follow media, which is newspaper, television, cable, digital media, advertising, you want to come to Media Gazer. It's laid out the same way that Mimeo Random is. If you look in the top, it's got the latest news up here in the top corner. It's got top news, and you can go through here and check it out. And it's Mimeo Random's a sister site, and there's a celebrity site which I never go to because I'm not into celebrity stuff. And then TechMem, which is what I'm going to cover next. TechMem's been around a long time. It's got a lot of breaking tech news. It's more of an aggregator than it doesn't really produce any news. It just aggregates tech news from across the web. So you can go through here and look at this. It's also got of tech events. If you want to go to those events, up here it has who's hiring in technology if you're looking for a job. It has information from its other sister sites like this here from Media Gazer. And it has a thing here called the River, which is a reverse chronologically news that it's published throughout the day. So you can find the breaking stories and you can go back and see stories that broke through the day. This is kind of interesting when there's a story that's brand new and it's changing throughout the day. You can kind of go in here and you can see the stories that have come out as the story changes. If it's something really hot and it's coming out today, or it's something like, the Frankenstorm, Hurricane Sandy. So that's a thing. If you go here to leaderboard, it shows you the top source, and it ranks them by where the most information came from on TechMem, I believe that day. Then you can go to TechCrunch, which is, TechCrunch has been around for several years. It was started by attorney Mike Arrington, and it was the place to go to find out about new startups. It's not quite that anymore since AOL bought it. It still has a good lot of breaking text news stories, but not nearly what it did when Arrington ran it. Pop URLs is it's interesting stuff. It's not necessarily breaking news, but it's interesting news. It's got stuff from Reddit, which honestly, I don't really like Reddit. I don't like the type of stuff that they share on Reddit, but if you're looking for something interesting that's really link bait to get people to click, Pop URLs is kind of the place to go. Not breaking news, but interesting or weird news. Muckrack.com is a site. If you are a journalist, you really need to be coming to this site. It says right here in their tagline, stories journalists are talking about. So if you look right to the left here in top publications, this is all the publications that are represented by Muckrack. And that's just the top ones. There's more here if you click see all. Over here, it has the most active users today. You can search and find out which journalists are on Muckrack. You can go there and apply to set up your own profile, and you can put the stories that you publish and kind of create a page for yourself that you can send people to, and they can see all your published work. It's got trending topics here. Sometimes I can go in here and I can actually find stories that are minutes old, like throughout the day. They're breaking stories. And if you're really into breaking news and you want to share breaking news, this is a site you want to bookmark and come to. And then here's one of my favorites, which is this new site called Pulse. You go to pulse.me, and you can see the information, and then you add content and sources, and then it presents them in this very cool visual interface. I'm into photography, so I go here to find photography news, but I also like technology, and you can find technology news. And if you don't, for instance, like you don't like this interface, you can go here and you can get you can see more stuff on the page, and then you can go here and get even more stuff on the page. It just kind of depends on how you want to look. And then you've got the sources here. So if you want to see all the stuff from All Things Digital, you can go here. And then, so now you've found your content, right? And you want to share the content online. Well, one thing you can do is, I publish 5 links every morning, starting at 8 o'clock, and I publish them every 5 minutes until 8:20. So I publish these 5 links every morning, and it's stuff that people may have missed in the web. It's not like the really popular stories, but it's interesting stories that are relevant to journalism or photography, and people may have missed them. So if I wanted to share this Foursquare story here, I need to go to the actual story, and then I subscribe to Hootsuite, which is $5 a month for the pro account. It's a social media thing like TweetDeck, and I can go here, and it will create a link to the site. And then if I'm going to share it as the 5, I'm going to go in here and I'm going to type in the 5. And then I'll go in here and I'll schedule it for the morning. So if it was going to be the first one, and then I'd put tomorrow morning at 8 a.m. And then I would hit schedule, and it would schedule it to go out tomorrow morning at 8 o'clock. I'm not going to do that because I've already got my 5 set up for tomorrow. So if we go over here and we look at my account, you can go in here and see these are my 5 links for tomorrow morning. And I've already got 2 set up for Wednesday morning because I found some cool, interesting stuff when I was looking for these 5. So these are sites that you can use, and you can they're ways for you to find information to share on social media. I will tell you, don't just share links. You need to interact. You need to engage in conversations with people. You also want to share about 80% of other people's content, and then about 20% of your own content if you're linking to your blog post or things. If all you ever share is your own stuff, nobody's going to listen to you. And nobody's going to want to follow you because you're just self-promoting. But if you're sharing lots of content that's relevant to your industry and your niche, then people will come to recognize you as a resource, and then they will look to you and follow you for information. Another thing, and this is a biggie, don't, under any circumstances, create one post and share it on all the networks. Don't share it on Facebook and Twitter and Google+. Don't create once and share multiple times. Don't cross post. It's a bad practice. It shows that you're lazy. 2, it shows that you don't understand the different networks, because the networks operate very differently. They have different amounts of text that's available. Like, for instance, Twitter, you only have 140 characters. Facebook, you can do up to 40,000 characters. Okay? Big difference. They treat images differently. They treat links differently. The posts have to be constructed in a certain way to be visually appealing to someone and make it more likely that they click. For instance, don't ever share a post on Google Plus without a photo. Your chances go up almost 5-fold of people clicking on it if there's a photo with it. And try to size your photo at 1024 pixels wide. In Facebook, it's different. It's 851 by 315 is the optimal size for a photo in the feed. In Twitter, the picture's going to go to TwitPic if you put a photo, but with Twitter, you're usually just going to share a link. There's no point in putting a photo on Twitter because people aren't going to see it in the feed. So these are just tips. If you have any questions, or you want some more information on how to do this, feel free to contact me. My undergraduate degree is in internet marketing from Full Sail, so I understand the whole marketing SEO side of the industry, and in addition to the journalism side. So I just recorded this for my classmates in my new media journalism degree program. But I'm putting it on YouTube so other people, if they, can get some benefit from it. Talk to you later.